Hi guys, so here we are at the Houten show, the May edition. It's Saturday night and we just set up our booth. As you can see, many of the dealers have not set up yet because they just arrived on Sunday morning, but I have to drive somewhere for a while and like to be here in time. So my table is all set up and I'll just show you around my table.
Items being presented in the YouTube video will be offered for sale on the website in the future. They are not for sale prior to this. Correspondence about buying items shown in the video will not be answered. Like this, everyone gets a fair chance of buying, and we keep the website updated with interesting items.
Hi guys, so here we are again back in our shop. As usual, the Houten show was an amazing show. Although it was Mother's Day and it was amazing weather outside, so we weren't expecting a lot of visitors, and that was indeed the case. There weren't as many visitors as there were on the winter shows in December and January. December and February. But I must admit that for me, buying was great. So I have an amazing pile of new stuff for the website that I will show you right now. But remember, I don't sell it in advance, only when it comes on the website. And I will not answer any questions about it if you ask me to buy it in advance, because a lot of people still ask me questions and it annoys me a little bit. But that being said, here's my new stuff. I've presented some of the insignias already because they were all between the boxes, so I've prepared it here. So here's some nice stuff we got at the show. First of all, this SS. These SS insignias here, the black ones, were all consigned to us. I said it before. We also take consignments. So somebody gave it to me, small collection of SS insignia to sell on the website. We have a nice Bevo cuff title, Reinhard Heinrich. And if you turn it around here, you can see the Bevo Wuppertal maker mark. Can we get it on the camera sharp enough? Yes. And then here we have an Allgemeine SS shoulder board, mint condition, and still has the RGM tag present. Then a standard cap eagle, also Bevo flat woven example. And next to it, also from Bevo, is actually a collar tab for a lieutenant, but also in Bevo, which is quite rare to find actually, compared to the wool tabs, because this is the typical, you see, Bevo flat woven material. So quite hard to find tab. Then we have here a Polizei, SS Polizei sleeve rune, and then here three typical Dachau tabs. So these collar tabs were typical made in the Dachau concentration camp, and were also taken from Americans as souvenirs to take home. So a lot of Americans who visited the Dachau camps took these patches home as souvenirs from the factory. So you will find these a lot in the States, and also always in unissued condition. So we have this one is for concentration camp. This is the Maria Theresia division, and this one is quite personal, of course. This is the Flemish Langemark Legion, so where I'm from here in Flanders. These were the collaborators of the Flanders who fought for the SS, who wore this collar tab, and they all have the same buckram backing, very poorly made quality, late war made quality, but just a nice original piece. So this was consigned. Then other nice stuff I found. This was one of my luckiest finds. I've been looking for a set like this to restore a Sturmgeschütz wrapper for a long time. I mean 5 years or something. I finally found an original set of Sturmgeschütz tabs. They have the typical silk, smooth silk piping on the edges, red silk piping. It's a 100% original set, very good condition, and this is really, people, extremely rare to find, because a lot of them are being faked as well. But this is a genuine set. Just take a look at the details, and you can see it has been uniform removed. There's still some pieces of loose thread. I can just pull it out. Loose thread in there. It came from the uniform like this. So yeah, I'm very happy to finally find a set like that, so I can complete a Sturmgeschütz wrapper that has been laying here for like 5 years. I was lucky to find another pair of Panzer collar tabs, this time black ones for the normal Panzer wrapper, with the yellow piping. Yellow piping is actually for the afkleder, or well, it's gold yellow. It's a gold yellow color, not lemon yellow. The gold yellow is for afkleder or reconnaissance. And this is also, yeah, just a textbook set. Has also been uniform removed. You can still see the black threads of the Panzer wrapper actually. And this is also typical, the very soft silk piping textbook set in very good condition, with the original skulls still attached. So yeah, beautiful. And these came actually in a grouping with these shoulder boards still present. You can see the shoulder boards were also uniform removed. They show the stitching holes right over here. Then here we have a cocarde from a Luftwaffe visor cap, officer visor cap. Special thing about this is you can see the ventilation hole is actually a real ventilation hole, and on the back as well when we turn it around. And this was actually for a Luftwaffe visor from the brand Errol. So Errol used these ventilation holes with all the visors, but this is one for a Luftwaffe, so yeah, quite hard to find type of insignia. Here we have some other smaller pieces. We have some iron crosses, second class, first class, early first class cross here. And then also hard to find are these coastal artillery, Kriegsmarine coastal artillery color tabs, which are quite unusual to find. Some people might think these are cavalry, but they're not. They have the white stripe in the middle and then the gold one on the edges, which is for coastal artillery. Uniform removed pieces as well. Nice set, you can see. This is a set, but they use different materials of backing. It's not, this is not untypical. They used all kinds of material, used white and blue cardboard as a backing, but you can see the construction of the stitching is identical. So this is in a set, although the color of the backing is different. And here we have another set, small mold damage here. But again, for people who need this for a restoration, it's perfect. Then here we have some dagger hangers. They're black dagger hangers for SS or NSKK daggers. Nicely marked with the RZM marking here. And this one has also an RZM marking over there. So always missing, of course, on a lot of SS and NSKK daggers. And then some nice Luftwaffe color tabs for officers and enlisted men. Unissued example for enlisted men, also quite hard to find. And here we have a miniature of a mother cross. Small enamel damage over there, but nice thing, of course, is on the back we can see it's maker marked L11, which is nice to see. So moving on to a bit of the bigger stuff, one of the most unique items I got at the show was this pair of boxing gloves. So first I thought, well, yeah, it's a pair of boxing gloves. You can see they're quite small for a grown-up, but that is also the special thing. So when we open them up here, we can see actually the RZM tag, and it says here Boxhandschuhe for Hitler Youth. So this is just crazy that they made even Hitler Youth box hand gloves, but it's quite a unique item. I think if you are into boxing, this is the item you must have. I myself am a rugby player. If I would find a rugby ball of the Hitler Youth, it would be my treasure of my collection. I'm not a boxer, but I think if you're a boxer, this is really the set you want. Just amazing piece of sporting equipment of the Hitler Youth. Moving on. So I just talked to you about this Errol ventilation device. Well, here we have the same. This is a police enlisted visor, and you can see on the top here, it also has the ventilation hole. So this is also a cap of Errol, Errol made here, Errol, and Errol marked here as well. And then in the top of the visor we have the ventilation hole, which is typical for this brand. You can also see here Militair Warenhaus Hans Durbeck. This is actually the distributor who actually sold these Errol caps in a shop in Vienna in Austria. So nice original police visor. Here's a nice canteen. Early canteen, and then in the early canteen it's always important value-wise that all the markings are of course matching. So we'll open it up. Be very careful with these straps because they intend to break. So always put a bit of pressure here, like this. Gently open it. Don't pull on this side because it will break. Always pull as close to the buckle as possible when you open these. So we will see here a marking. MKK38, which is MKK would be the manufacturer and 38 would be the date, 1938. And then if you see here on the lid, you see the same markings here. And then if you're lucky enough, here on the back of the strap, marked again, MKK38. And then if you open it up, there should be, hopefully, another marking. There you go. MKK 38. So this is actually a full matching canteen in super good condition, and yes, just well preserved. Very happy to, of course, obtain this. I'll just put it here. I'll reassemble it a bit later. Put it here. somewhere. There you go. Here's a nice SS belt we got. Well, I don't think the belt actually matches because it's a, yeah, the belt has a steel, it's actually a mid-war belt, 1942 dated. So it doesn't really match with the buckle, but it came on the belt. This is a nice early SS belt buckle, nickel silver material, high quality, and then maker marked by Overhof, famous manufacturer for these buckles on the back. So just a textbook example of a nice early SS belt buckle. This is a nice binocular case, special one. You can see it's made out of this pressed off late war fake leather, but here it still has a German stamp of the buckle, dated 1943. So just a nice binoculars case, and not the typical binoculars case you often see. And it's just nice that it's made in this very late war recycled or ersatz leather. I got a lot more, so I cannot show it all, or we'll be here for 3 hours, but I'll show the most important things. So here we have some nice visor caps. This is an infantry one. It has the white piping, of course. It's an early cap, but it's in actual mint condition. See how perfectly and bright the white piping still is. No mold damages. The interior is just excellent, beautiful early interior. And then if we gently fold because this one is still supple, and of course in the early examples it's still real leather, so real leather is often still supple. It's only with the later ones where they used like a synthetic leather, sometimes can be very stiff. And then we can still hear the maker mark here of I can't read it here, Albert Kempf, 1936, so very early army visor, but look at the condition and the size as well. 59 is just a beautiful big size for a visor, because normally there are 65, so yeah, just some visor has it all. Then here we have a Luftwaffe summer cap, well preserved cap, but just look at the inside. Actually, I think it's never been worn. Even still a tag here, the 8 would be like for 58, which is the size, also large, and a very uncommon manufacturer that I haven't really encountered before. But yeah, beautiful, well preserved. Always look for these summer caps that the interior liner is still present, because a lot of times they would just tear this out because it was too warm. But this is like a complete visor with removable top, I would assume, so you can remove the top actually to wash it, because it gets dirty, so they could wash it. Put this here. Here's a special belt we got as well at the show. So Luftwaffe, I'll remove the buckle for 1 second. I think the buckle is not so special, but of course the belt is special. The belt is a webbing, blue webbing, tropical belt, extremely rare. People who know this will know, and it's nicely marked here with the RBN number, size 82, which is not the biggest size. And you will immediately see all these small damages in the belt. Well, this was actually a belt that was captured by an American or British soldier, and they put all kinds of badges on the belt, like a hate belt or souvenir belt, sometimes referred to by collectors. But just a blue webbing belt is extremely rare to find, and highly desirable amongst collectors of equipment. Here we have a nice pull top, NSDAP pull top in I would believe some kind of, it's not aluminum, but nicely made material. It doesn't have any markings as far as I can see. Sometimes they're marked with an RZM number, but this one isn't. It's just a nice, honest example, beautiful piece for display in any collection, and a typical war booty example as well. And here we have, I've dismantled it a bit for the transportation. Polizei Chaco, let's be careful, the original horsehair plume. There we go. So for parade, bush, complete piece in excellent condition, made by Hans Römer, typical known manufacturer for these shakos. So beautiful example. Very rare to find it with the bush still intact. This is not so special. Oh, here's a nice M35 Kriegsmarine helmet. As stated in previous videos, typical M35 Kriegsmarine helmet, always made a single decal with the M40 type of paint, always made by the same manufacturer, SE. So SE made these helmets most likely in 1940 or 1941 with leftover M35 shells they had, and always Kriegsmarine. So deep gold color, and this is a typical ET pattern Kriegsmarine decal. Just a nice, very nice navy helmet, very good condition. Here's another nice camouflage helmet we had consigned to us. You can see the camouflage has been worn off a bit. It's like very geometrical camouflage pattern. I would say it's typical Kriegsmarine as well actually. But it's an NS helmet, so I would not think in this Kriegsmarine it would be like a hair helmet. You can see somebody tried to dig out the decal a little bit, but the helmet is nice, complete with original strap, original liner is installed. Just an honest camouflage helmet, but the camouflage has been worn off due time, but it's something special. So yeah, quite nice. Gently put it on here without scratching. And now, people, the best item I got at the show. And it's for my own collection. So here we have M35 camouflage helmet. You can see it has been camouflaged in dark and light green stripes. But where was the lucky thing for me? What the seller did not notice. This is actually, if you look very closely here, to this decal under the paint, and to the other side, double decal SS M35 helmet that has been camouflaged during the war. Of course, where was the lucky point for me? The seller did not know the SS decals were under the paint. He just sold it as a regular camouflage helmet. So that was for me, of course, a big winner, and of course a keeper for myself. Inside untouched and named to Kanonier Bode, which would be an artilleryman of the SS. Still has the original aluminum liner installed. Nothing has been messed with. The original buckle is still here, and here a part of the chin strap, of course, broken off. But yeah, for me, this really made my weekend actually. So happy with it. You can still see it's still possible. This was just sitting at a table. I happened to be there and snatched it up. And yes, just amazing. Still very happy when holding it. You can still see parts of the SS rune as well when you look very closely to this decal shield. And of course, the other one is very clearly a tricolor shield with the swastika in the middle. And of course, the lot number, we already checked the lot number. It's also matching in the database. So yes, wow, just wow. So happy with this. Also, another helmet I got from my own collection. I did not get this at the show because I met somebody in the hotel before the show, but I have to show it anyhow. So this is also super nice winter camouflage helmet. If you look very closely here, you can still see the Luftwaffe eagle hiding under the paint. So this is actually a really stunning 100% original winter camouflage helmet in white, of course in white, and then you can still see the blue inside, untouched, original chin strap attached, and just yeah, why are winter camouflage helmets so desirable and so rare? Because they were camouflaged, of course, for one reason. It was the winter, and most of the times when the winter was done, they would paint the helmet over again in another color, another camouflage. And of course, many of the helmets were not painted white as this one, but they were chalked with white, with some kind of white wash, we call it, whitewash. It was some kind of chalk they could remove with hot water after the winter offensive. So that's why not many winter helmets survived actually, especially not in this condition. And I brought this actually. I prepared this. This is for my own collection. I have this picture in my own collection for I think 20 years. That was the first time I encountered a nice painted white helmet, and here you can see actually original picture from the time when they were preparing the helmets with paint, white paint for the winter offensive. They're still very bright white. So finally I can put this picture with my winter helmet. So this was some type of camouflage I've been looking for a long time. Undoubtful original winter camouflage helmet. Make some more room here. What I also picked up in the hotel the day before the show was this super nice SS photo album from Leibstandard Adolf Hitler, from Hitler's bodyguards. Some pictures are missing, but well, you can still see all the guys here with the Adolf Hitler cuff titles on in Berlin probably. And I believe there was a picture of the man himself, but look at the parade photos here with the white belts and everything. Just amazing photo album. Here they are, just standing in their black Allgemeine SS Leibstandard of Hitler uniforms. And here, I believe it is here, you can still see Adolf Hitler in his car. And then here, how they looked with the M16 black helmets, armband, Adolf Hitler cuff, white belts and buckles. Yeah, it keeps on going on like this, but a very rare untouched Adolf Hitler Leibstandard album. And then also this Russian reissued helmet, very rare M40 Russian helmet. Still has and it was reissued by the German Luftschutz. So it was the green helmet, you can still see the green here, was painted over in this typical gray-blue Luftschutz color. Luftschutz decal was applied, and it's complete with still the original liner. And you can see the inside was not painted, so it still has the Russian markings, etc. Inside. So quite a very rare, rarely seen configuration of a reissued Luftschutz helmet from a Russian M40 steel helmet. So that was some stuff I got before the show. Now moving on to some more stuff I got at the show. Here's a nice Luftwaffe cap. I would say Kleiderklasse example, late war, 1943 example, but just excellent shape, no damages. Nice thick, look how thick this cocarde is in bullion. Just a great cap, very light worn condition, maybe even unworn, a little bit worn here maybe, this is some wear here, but well preserved, no mud holes and a good size. Then an M40 pair of trousers, showed like this, so no real mud damages and a good size. I think it would even maybe fit me. So good size for a mannequin, a big mannequin. And then yeah, the markings inside are faded because of wear, but I like this for the inside pocket. They always used leftover materials. This white line would indicate where the end of the rule was, but of course they used everything. You can sometimes see this on the back of shoulder boards as well. And then always fold this, and you can still see this white line here, typical for original trousers. They always use this so the stitching would not tear up. And then always, like I said in previous video, this typical material on where the buttonholes were, always different than the white color. So beautiful example. Just a light worn pair of M40 trousers in good condition. I'll not leave this on the table, but put it here. Here's a swastika flag. This is an official army issued flag, so not just a house flag. They would, like you have thousands and thousands of them. This is an official army flag with the typical white border and the loops and rope attached. And then it's actually a Geuschflagge, see here, GFL, and a small size. We call this the collector size, 50 times 85, which is perfect for display in any collection. And this would be the flags that were mainly seen on U-boats and Schnellboats. The nice thing about this flag is it's made in the Netherlands, and you can still see in Helmond. and just a nice. This was a very famous factory for making flags, but it's desirable because it's made in a foreign country, and it's an official Wehrmacht issued flag, mostly issued to the Kriegsmarine, of course. Moving on here, we have two M43 caps. These came from a German dealer I know for a long time, and these were actually found recently in an attic. There's untouched caps. Just look at they still have the original applied insignia. Of course, they have some mod damages, but they show all the correct features of an original cap. Look at the inside here, nicely RBN marked, dated 1943. And I always say in previous videos, the special material that's under the liner, well, nice thing is because of the mouse bite here, you can still see this particular material that's been used as a stiffener around the waist of the head. So yeah, perfectly original cap. And I think once you put it a bit in shape with steam or whatever, it still has the nice original M43 cap. And the same is for this one. This one is interesting because they used as an insignia, they used actually a trapezoid, sorry, a T-shaped eagle, so an early M40 eagle, cap eagle, but they sewed it on as a trapezoid because they used the leftover stocks, and you often see that on these M43 caps. It still has the good drip shape from the cap, and if you follow it around, you can still see the typical things we like to see as this piece of material that's sewn underneath here, and of course the original applied insignia on the front, and then the inside as well. Look, this one has been heavy worn during the war, but yeah, a nice original silk liner. Yeah, just a nice bin there, and for the M43 cap would be nice on a combat display to have this particular cap. Here's a Kriegsmarine sailor shirt with original applied breast eagle, so that's nice. These are quite hard to find actually, these breast eagles on themselves. I think some stitching, the stitching is a bit loose here, so you can still see the color difference. This was original applied. Just a nice honest sailor shirt. And then a little bit more, but we're almost finished, so I'm not taking much more of your time. Here we have just an honest M40 steel helmet. You can still see they actually painted over the helmet with a thick brush, and they painted nicely around the decal. So this was actually a camouflage helmet, but not in exciting colors. So why did they do this? These early M40 helmets, and you can still see they painted, see here, the inside as well. The drips are still coming here. They painted this helmet because it had a too glossy look when it left the factory. These early M40 helmets were very glossy, and that's why they used this type of camouflage. So the helmet is also complete, nice liner chin strap, just a very nice and well preserved M40 helmet with a great combat look to it. Then I have this very sexy camouflage helmet. So what I was explaining before about this white camouflage helmet, this was actually a camouflaged helmet, I believe in single tone grass green camouflage. They used thick wood chips, so look at this pieces of wood mixed in the paint, super nice structure around the helmet. But then I would say the helmet was used in a winter offensive, and they used this kind of chalk whitewash over the helmet, and that's why the whitewash is still stuck in the camouflage. That's why it has this nice look. So this was camouflaged first green and then white, and then the white, they tried to remove the white again after the winter offensive. So heavy camouflaged helmet, just beautiful. Again, complete with the liner, untouched original liner there. Very nice camouflage helmet with this structured wood chip paint. And then here's another camouflage helmet. It looks like almost like I went to an American show, but it was actually in the Netherlands. So here's another camouflage helmet, two-tone brown and tan colored. I would say like tropical maybe. Camouflage helmet, just nicely camouflaged with a thick layer of paint and spray painted in different colors afterwards. I believe You can still see an army decal hiding under this particular piece of the helmet. It's also a green helmet, so it must be an army one. It's also an EF, could be an SS helmet, but I think I see a decal on this side. So we can't have two SS camouflage helmets in one show. It's named here, Veldwebel. So Veldwebel would say, of course, that it's an FW. It's an NCO, so not an SS soldier, but an army soldier. The chin strap is there, but the tip has been broken off, but still there. Also, nice and original liner. The split pins unmolested with a beautiful camouflage helmet, great condition. And again, if you look here, around the ventilation hole, we can still see traces of white chalk being used. So I would say that this helmet again was also used in a winter offensive, and the chalk was removed afterwards. And then what's left? Just a nice officer brown belt, not so special as the helmet, but always hard to find these type of brown belts. And then I got, just remove the price, a nice K98 bayonet. You will see here 4009, 4009 matching, and just look at the quality of the blade. Almost all the bluing is still present, and made by F.W. Huller. The date is here, 1940, and it will be hard to catch this on camera, but the back of the scabbard shows actually the same marking, F.W. Huller 1940, and it comes with an original frog, which is also always nice. So nice complete bayonet, matching, and actually in very good condition, and not sharpened. Always look at the blades if this has been sharpened. This is still has the original factory finish, and sometimes they would sharpen these during the war to cut stuff, but this is still an original one with a lot of bluing present on the blade. And coming to the last items, nice nearly minty NSKK dagger, RZM example, but look at the quality of the blade, stunning, almost like new. And it's nice because actually this must be an early RZM type, because all the parts are still made of nickel silver pieces, not zinc or chromed. So yeah, just one of the first RZM daggers out there, still in great shape, and even have an early wooden grip, so not the late grip. So I would believe that this was one of the very first RZM daggers produced, just when they switched to RZM instead of the normal manufacturer logo. And then here we have a Hitler Youth knife, pristine condition. Always, you can see if this wiggles a little bit, it's original diamond. It's not been glued in there, but it's with the original riveted backing. All the paint is still on the scabbard. Very soft leather hanger, and then just a beautiful piece. RZM code 727 and dated 39. Unfortunately, no motto anymore, but extremely good condition, so very happy with this. And then we have this towel, which is quite special, because this is an original towel of the Adolf Hitler Schule, which was the elite school for youth, like the Napola Schule. So quite a unique towel of the Adolf Hitler school, something I haven't had before. And then the last items I got, very heavy, some nice grenade cases, nothing very special, but just still in the original paint, the handle is intact, always nice stuff, and it was not expensive, so why not take them. So this was all the stuff I got. I hope you learned something again. I hope you like the stuff. I hope you don't hate me for keeping the two nice helmets in my own collection. But yes, I'm still a collector myself, and I still love German helmets, of course. So that's why I often have to keep something. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe on our channel if you haven't already done so. Don't Don't forget, the items are not for sale until they are on the website, and I will not answer any questions about selling the items before that. And hopefully we'll be back for another video next month during the La Glaise show, the yearly show, second largest show in Belgium. We'll be setting up there with a big stand, big table. So I hope to see a lot of you guys over there. Thanks for watching, and see you for the next video.